Hawksbee and Jacobs here on talkSPORT. Every Wednesday we check in on Mike Parry to see how he's faring during lockdown, and he joins us now. Mr. Parry, good afternoon.
Hi guys, I hope you're keeping well. Thank you very much for inquiring about my own health. As you know, I heard you say earlier, only 1/3 of the hard work, but battling on, fellas, and keeping safe. I've made my own face mask. It's a homemade, self-made one. It's very, very resilient, so I'm feeling safe out there.
What have you made it from, Mike?
That's good.
Tell them what materials have you used?
Well, it wasn't totally scientific. I cut up a Tesco bag, right? And if you think about a bag with handles, I don't know what you're sniggering about. This is very scientific. I used the handles on the bag as the things you wrap around your ear. Do you see what I mean?
Right.
So I put a handle on left ear, handle on right ear, pulled it to the middle, cut it with a pair of scissors, pulled it in, and then put plaster across my nose to make it absolutely airtight. And so far, it has worked like a dream. Well, I mean, providing I don't catch the virus within the next 7 days, obviously. But so far, I don't appear to have it.
We'd love to see a picture of that, Mike. If you get a chance to send out a picture for your followers, we will certainly retweet it, because it sounds a bit Heath Robinson, but if it works, it works. That's the important thing, isn't it?
Well, actually, not only have I got a picture of it, I also put out an instructory little video of how I wear it and how I get on with it. The only problem, of course, is it's so efficient that my voice behind my mask is a little bit muted, but some would say that's not a bad thing.
OK, I'll go and check that out then, Mike. Thank you for that. Excellent.
You will actually find it on my timeline there, fellas, because I'm usually ahead of the game, you know what I mean?
Of course.
I'm just looking at your timeline now, and I see you're admiring Ken Barlow. Man, we often talk about on this show William Roach, of course, who plays him. Yeah. He is incredible, isn't he? He looks about 60. I agree with you. He's incredible, isn't he, for his age?
Do you think he's typecast, though, Mike, now? Do you think, I mean, would it be difficult for him, do you think, to take on another part, to pop up in EastEnders, for example?
Well, I think at 88 it probably would. But these actors and actresses who go into the soap operas, they make a decision or not, don't they? Like, for instance, Michelle Keegan, right, she started in Coronation Street. She decided to opt out, so she went and did My Girl and all that. Another great female actress in Coronation Street, Sarah Lancashire. That's right, Sarah Lancashire. She's done brilliant things, outside of Coronation Street. Ken Barlow just decided, I've got a really steady job, and this, believe it or not, fellas, was 55 years ago, right? I like doing 3 episodes a week as it was then it went up to 4, then 6. He still does it, and I think he's a very, very good actor, I really do. You're absolutely right about his resilience to age, but you know that he is a druid, and you'll often find him at Stonehenge, on the longest day and the shortest day of the year, walking around in white robes and all that kind of stuff, and he genuinely believes that the value of fresh air, literally just breathing air, has helped him elongate his life. I mean, he's got more hair than most people half his age, and I saw him interviewed recently, in self-isolation, and he's so lucid. I mean, if I'm anything like him when I'm 88, which I won't reach, by the way, I would be very pleased.
I see.
Now, Andy, I'm sorry, Andy just showed me the picture, Mike, of you in your homemade mask, and I think it will stop you getting the virus, because if I saw you walking towards me in that, I would definitely cross the road. Well, it's a bit Silence of the Lambs, Mike. It does look. It's a bit. Don't you think?
Yes, I do. But then again, how much should vanity take part in your decision to try and save your own life? You know what I mean?
True.
And I stuck it together with plaster and the plastic bag and the earlobes and all that kind of stuff. And I've only ever got on one bus since lockdown because I had to, because unfortunately the medial ligament in my knee went and I had to go and collect my medicines, So I had to get a bus down into town, and I got on the bus, made sure there was nobody else around, asked a few people to move away, and then stood, in the middle of the bus in almost total confidence, because I had my mask on. I would not have got on that bus without my mask.
It's a good look, Mike, and I think you should be knocking those up in your kitchen, and everybody's going to want one.
Well, I'm going to. Maybe I will. Now, listen, fellas, what we really need to talk about, because it's very kind of you to have mentioned this earlier, is my plan to reopen pubs, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Because, you see, where I live in Stockbroke, Surrey, there are an awful lot of pubs that have got really big pub gardens, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, there's a pub near me called The Well, and it's a lovely pub in Lower Kingswood, and it was actually used by George Best, God rest his soul, whose home was just on the rise behind the pub, okay?
Yeah.
But it's got a massive pub garden, and I would say there are probably 20 tables in that garden, you know, wooden tables with wooden benches and all that kind of stuff, and they're easily 2 metres away from each other, easily. More likely 3 or 4. Now, when the weather's good, as it was last week, it's gone a bit cooler now, I see no reason at all why people can't go in through the car park, because you can go in through the car park. You can be allocated a table, and then one member of the party from the table goes to the back door of the pub and is let in on a basis of only 3 customers at a time, up to the bar, almost like a sort of self-service, gets the drinks on a tray, and then comes out through the other exit and goes to their table in the garden. I can't say why that can't happen.
Well, it's at the moment, I suppose you're relying on people doing the right thing, and generally people have, Mike. There's a trust element to that, but there is a slight danger if you open pubs, and people might start to take liberties. But look, your system, I can't question that. It does sound quite good. Sorry, carry on.
No, please go on.
I was going to say, Mike, I know we're quite keen to find out more about your self-help therapy, buzzing, sure. Your new system that hopefully can help some other people.
Well, I've been a big bee fan for a long, long time. I've been warning people for years that if we don't look after bees and we don't provide for bees to be able to pollinate flowers and other plants, then we'll all starve to death. People think it's a joke. It's not. The only reason that, corn grows in the fields, the only reason that we have crops is because the bees pollinate them, okay? Yeah. There's nothing more beautiful than walking across a meadow on the North Downs and seeing hundreds of bees pollinating the flowers and that kind of stuff, right? Now, the lifestyle of a bee should be examined greatly by people in self-isolation, because bees are very independent. A bee has more serenity, according to bee scientists, than any other living creature. Oh. And what you do is, right, you adopt a new breathing policy where you breathe in slowly, which I don't need to do because I'm talking to you, but when you breathe out, you make a buzzing sound like a bee, and you raise your arms left and right to imitate the
flapping
wing action of a bee. And I'll just do a bit of a buzz for you.
Can we do one collectively, Mike? The 3 of us are doing. So you want us to breathe in, and as we breathe out, buzz like bees and flap our arms, yeah?
Yes, please. So let's breathe in first for 3 seconds, okay? 1, 2, 3, and now let's breathe out.
You're listening to talkSPORT, by the way. No football on.
Yeah. So, did you get that, fellas?
I do, yeah.
I did, yeah, it's good.
I will do that because I can make use of the honey as well, which is quite useful. So
and you get the sense of serenity. That's what I mean. Yeah. The echo of a bee buzzing gives people great serenity just listening to them, because they are bees, and that's what they do. Bees aren't dangerous. They only sting people if people get into the wrong place and all that kind of stuff. But the lifestyle of bee is something we should follow, and I'm not joking. I know people are going to think that this is rather obtuse, but it's not obtuse. Bees are incredibly valuable creatures to the planet. They've survived so long because they've adapted to all sorts of problems in their lives, poisons, fertilizers and everything. The bees got through it, so they've got a lot to teach us.
Well, next week, Mike, over the next 7 days, feel free to walk down your high street wearing your mask, doing the buzzing with the arms, and we'll catch up with you next week in the specialist facility that they take you to.
Can I just make one suggestion before we go, fellas? Congratulations to the Prime Minister for having a new son. He's a classic scholar. He should call his son Horace Sonus Boris Johnson. That means Horace, son of Boris Johnson. Do you get it?
Yes, clever.
Yes.
Yes, he will go. He won't go with Mike. He's not going to be called Mike.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Boris, he's not going to call his son Horace, is he? Or Morris.
No, he should. Horace was the nickname of Lord Nelson. Horatio Lord Nelson was known by his men as Horace. So he's, again, a great British hero. I think Horace would be fantastic. Horace Sonus Boris Johnson. Welcome to the world.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mike. All the best. We'll catch up with you next week. Stay safe.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
There we are.
Or Norris. What's the lifestyle of a bee? A bee doesn't have a lifestyle. Is there a magazine?
Have you not seen Lifestyle of a Bee on TV? So you're going with Norris, Horace, Boris, Johnson.
Morris.
Boris in the
and
middle.
Morris.
Horace, Norris, Boris, Morris, Johnson. I mean...
That sounds good to me.
It would be great, wouldn't he? Get bullied at school, but, I mean, it's not bad, is it? Anyway, inside a little window on the world of Mike Parry.
I think he's rubbing off on us, really.
Yeah. Well, we were buzzing just now, weren't we? I mean, people say that. I was buzzing. You'll see it differently now. So, did you try at home and tell us in the next 15 minutes whether you feel serene after it or just a little bit daft. We'd love to hear from you. We never got round to finding out about the fact that he discovered this week that you can freeze milk. All his milk kept going off. Maybe that's something we'll come back to next week.
Anyway, and Q-Stock, we never got to that.
We never got to that, and
I think we're going to have to extend this spell to about half an hour. Well,
anyway, we've got one of the weirdest stories, a Johnny Nash in itself, except we do have the answer for you. Why did a South African cricket coach teach a Brazilian supermodel to bat in 21 days? He looks like Chris Tavray now. It's crazy. Obviously minus the tash. But that's all coming up in a moment.
Picture in your mind a